All right, so the objective here is to get out of the NBA and start working at McDonald's. Ja Morant, what is honestly going on, my guy? Seriously, I don't get it. Dude tries to be on a lot of hood shit. Man tries to move like a rapper, really, because everyone, when it comes to a specific idea of a guy who waves around a gun, listens to music, and does a lot of drugs, the first thing that comes to mind is a rapper. So I think it's pretty safe to use that as an equal comparison because that's what most rappers do. This same thing. They wave a gun in front of a camera and flex all the drugs and money they got. So, in Ja Morant's case, he ends up waving a gun for the second time in front of the camera. Why? Maybe to look cool? Maybe to exercise his rights to show that he has a gun? Definitely not. But I think it's the former. Dude is trying to look cool. Most people are coming to the conclusion that he's trying to be something that he's not, and I don't know him personally, but hey, I think that's a pretty fair assumption to make. If you want my personal opinion, I think the last thing any hood individual is going to do is flex a gun on social media trying to preserve some kind of image to look hard or tough. If you want to go ahead and show off guns, go ahead and show off guns. But when it comes to these circumstances, I just can't help but shake my motherfucking head, man. It's just a complete disappointment to see how the Grizzlies had to suffer as a team due to one person's actions. Because literally, they could have stayed in the playoffs if Morant did not have to get suspended for his off-the-court antics. And honestly, as a sports fan and a guy who definitely understands what it's like being on a team, it's pretty selfish for him to actually make his fucking teammates go through this and make it so that his entire team is suffering due to his actions, especially actions that really aren't that worth it. Because let's be real, flexing a gun is not letting anyone think you're cool, right? It doesn't look fascinating in the slightest. It just looks corny and dumb. Y'all know why rappers can get away with looking corny and dumb? Because their music is just good. We can put it on as background noise and just appreciate them without all the dumb shit. Now, when it comes to Ja Morant playing in the NBA, he does have so many people looking up to him, so many children seeing him as a role model. And then again, he's not responsible for anyone that looks up to him or anyone's children, but honestly, you're a basketball player. You chose that route. You're in the court now. Why not keep it that way? Just by doing all of this hood shit, I want to say in quotations, you're only hurting yourself. It really makes no sense. You're making millions of dollars, right? And now you're trying to sustain the image of a rapper. Let's be real, because only a rapper is doing this same stupid shit. Come on now. Let's be 100% honest. And I shit you not, there are many rappers who would actually want to be in the NBA. We've heard so many lyrics from so many rappers. Fuck it. NBA Youngboy. I swear, every rap song you will hear, they'll be like, ballin' like KD. Oh yeah, shot that three in like Harden. Like 42 Doug would mention Harden in his verses. Chief Keef ballin' like Kobe. We have this impacting the hood culture, and you're choosing not to play basketball? When there are so many people that already appreciate you for what you're doing right now. It literally makes no sense in the slightest to try and choose living a hood lifestyle, a rapper lifestyle, instead of just being an NBA player. Because there's nothing that is being taken from you. You're doing what anyone actually born in a fucking hood would want to do, what they dream to do, what they would kill to do. And I know that because I've seen it with my own fucking eyes at community centers in the hood every day, all day. All anyone could do in that hood was play basketball. That was the one thing saving them from that shitty lifestyle. And this guy is trying to live that lifestyle? Are you kidding me? This shit is funny. It really is, because anyone in their right mind would choose to play in the NBA rather than just risk that entire livelihood, that generational wealth, just to fucking post some stupid ass shit on social media of yourself waving a gun. What does it do? I really don't think anyone thought, oh, Ja is fire for that one. That shit is tough. I don't think anyone is thinking that. And the people defending it, yeah, he can do what he wants. He can wave a gun around. It's whatever, man. Regardless of any kind of rights, regardless of whether or not someone should try and be a role model, quote unquote, it is just absolutely stupid to wave around a gun one time, but to do it again and then just let that shit slide. No, the dumbest part about it is to post it on social media. Like, to post it, that just definitely means you're trying to compensate for something because you have to show it off. That's all that really means to me, because really, what was the point in posting it? What kind of reason, what kind of justification is there to post yourself with a firearm if not to show it off? I just can't for the life of me wrap my head around why anyone would work so hard to get into the NBA, and then right when they're finally in the NBA and they're having the potential to be an all-star great in that same league, they worked their entire ass off, their whole youth. They worked it away to get there, and they're just going to simply throw it away just because of an image. An image that just any average Joe can just pretend to fulfill, right? Anyone can just buy a gun and flex that shit and try to act gangster. But not everyone is going to be able to wear that jersey and show the world everything that they can do on that court. Not everyone can play in the same playoff game as LeBron James. So why are we being average? Why are we sitting here trying to regress in life? I don't understand it, man. Why be like all of these other people who grew up in the ghetto trying to look cool, but ultimately they're going nowhere, sitting here posting themselves with guns and sitting here doing drugs all damn day, praying that they can be in the NBA when you're that guy in the NBA that they want to be? Why are you wanting to switch places with any of these people? It's actually asinine and stupid. Maybe you didn't really care about the ball. Maybe it was all about the money. Who honestly fucking knows at this point? But if you want to be honest, it is definitely safe to assume that shit, because I think anyone that wants to ball would think twice about posting themselves with a fucking firearm, especially after getting a warning from the NBA already. I don't even think it's been 4 months since he's already been suspended, and he's doing it again. Absolutely crazy. What makes this guy think that he's not going to get suspended or released from the league completely? I just don't get it, man. Why? Like, there are so many people. Of course, if you're going to get into the NBA, obviously you wanted money or you want to play ball. So if you're doing both, why not continue to do that? Like, if you're actually being hood, if you're actually living in the fucking ghetto, the last thing you would want is to not have money, let alone a fucking basketball, so you can find a healthy release for all that stress instead of sitting there drinking Henny and smoking weed all fucking day. Just growing up in a project and seeing so many basketball jerseys, so many Kobe jerseys, so many fucking Allen Iverson jerseys, it's just insane to me, the fact that Ja would take that away from himself. Having a kid growing up in those same projects wearing a Morant jersey from the fucking Grizzlies. I don't understand, because, you know, he wants to be hood so bad, but little does he realize that these hood people actually want to be him. And it is actually the dumbest thing I've seen in a while. It's honestly disappointing, let alone depressing. I've seen so many other people just shake their fucking head just seeing the way this guy throws away his game. Honestly, I would have thought that the Grizzlies would have got their fucking ring this year if it weren't for his antics, man. Because watching that shit at the bar, watching him play, he was sure as hell giving it to the Lakers in the first couple of games until he got suspended. Oh, the kids aren't Ja Morant's responsibility. It's something he shouldn't have to worry about. He can wave a gun around if he wants. So we're going to teach people growing up in these same projects that this dude's trying to regress in and tell them to pick up a gun rather than picking up a fucking ball. How genius. Great. Did you guys think of that one?
Oh, it's not his responsibility. These parents need to control their kids. You know, even though
we all know damn well, regardless of whether or not the parents were controlling what their kids were looking at, they would still like Ja Morant because they like him for his basketball. What, you're going to tell your children not to like a basketball player? That shit sounds crazy. This entire situation is nothing short of stupid because let's be honest here, Ja Morant is maintaining the image of a rapper or some hood person, and not even just that, right? As an NBA player, you would get the benefits of being a successful drug dealer or a rapper because you're making way more money than they ever will in life. Maybe you just probably don't like playing basketball anymore. That's the only conclusion I can come down to. Maybe training is a little too hard for this guy. We're picking the Glock over the ball any day of the week, it seems now. I just don't really get it, man. It's just honestly really stupid because there are so many more pros to just playing basketball in the NBA versus just wanting to be hood or ghetto. Because if you really look at it, right, you can have all the women you want because you're an NBA player. You can buy whatever you want. And these are some of the same perks that drug dealers have outside of having bullets whiz past your fucking head. I mean, if that sounds good to you, more power to you. But I think it doesn't take a genius to think about whether or not having bullets whizzing past your fucking head in your sleep versus just waking up and playing basketball. What's the better alternative? I think I'm definitely going to pick playing basketball any day of the week. I don't know what this playing ghetto agenda is. Do people think they're just going to earn respect from doing this? Does anyone honestly think that this makes them look cool in the slightest? Because I'm not going to hold you. It does not, especially with so many other people. I swear, it's like 8 in 10 people are always trying to flex a gun or pretend like they're smoking weed, all because of the culture. And it's just tiring, man, because so many people, like, these motherfuckers live in suburbs and try and pretend like they're hood, man. It is honestly some of the most asinine and dumb shit I've ever fucking seen. Like, it's a joke how many people want to put on these fronts and masks. For what? For what, man? Because I just don't understand what is so fire, what is so crazy about playing with a fucking gun, about aiming that shit at the screen. It just looks dumb. Especially after seeing people I went to high school with fucking multiple bullet wounds in their arms, man. That shit fucking sucks to see. Especially when you're trying to talk to them about it and they just can't even utter a word because who wants to fucking get shot? Why are we playing with guns, man? Why are we playing with guns and not making money and playing ball? I don't even care what anyone says. In most hoods, just by being in the NBA, you're already going to get your dues and you're already going to get your respect. If anyone's going to look at you and be like, oh, that motherfucking Ja ain't hood enough, then they're not anyone you need to even think about, let alone be worried about, man. At that point, they're not even worthy of being able to respect you and what you've done and embracing all the accomplishments and hard work that you... What have they done? Think about it. Anyone that is from the hood that is trying to put down Ja, right? Someone has to be telling him that he's not gangster, he's not hood enough, and he's not ghetto. That has to be the case because I cannot make any other logical sense of this, okay? Because he has been around so many people. I just don't even know why this entire thing was recorded and posted in the first place. Like, could these guys not set him up in the worst way? Could they not? He honestly needs some new fucking friends because he can just, like, if he wants to do his shit, if he wants to hold his gun, let him hold his gun. But should anyone fucking live stream that shit? Let's be real. Was it necessary? It is actually dumb. Just by stepping foot on that court, you're going to be closer to any hood person than you ever would fucking be slanging dope and playing around with the fucking Glock, bro. That is just the facts, man. You're going to give people in these hoods some kind of way, some kind of self-respect, right? A role model. Why take that away from them? Children can take pride in the Grizzlies and your city. Now I need to get back on all these people talking about he's nobody's parent, he shouldn't have to worry about it. Why are we just throwing away responsibility and accountability out of the fucking window and flexing the power to take away someone's life with a gun like it's a fucking joke? But no one wants to think about that, right? No one wants to think about what the gun's made for and why we're swinging it around. That just goes over everyone's head. It's just It's just cool to have the power to take away someone's life with the wave of a fucking finger. That's just great, man. You know, if that's just fire to you, you know, if taking lives just seems badass, cool, awesome, while you end up just having blood on your hands and then you're in a jail cell, waking up to a cold ass shower and getting bitched by other inmates and manipulated, go right ahead, man. They have a nice corner right there for you in that fucking cell. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be practicing my threes on that fucking court. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, playing with that damn basketball is going to keep you a lot more stable in life and a lot more healthy than playing with a gun ever will.